Hi, I'm not really sure what I'm going to talk about, but I keep getting asked to talk and to make some videos. I have a YouTube channel that I haven't used in many years, and I refound and posted an old video I had made, and everyone liked it and wants me to do some more with it. Um, I also always feel like if I talk, that means I feel like I know more than somebody else. I only just know what I know, and that doesn't mean that you don't know what you know. It means that maybe my area of expertise is different than yours. Maybe we have the same area of expertise, and usually a lot of my friends do a lot of deep study, like I have done, on a lot of the subjects that have to do with the yoga and the way we do our asana practice and all that stuff. Um, a big thing is, since I haven't been teaching regularly, I've been living with my guru in India most of the time. The last year and a half, 2 years, really. And now I'm teaching publicly again. I kind of always go back to the way I learned from Nancy Gilgoff. And she died recently, so I know I've talked about her a lot to people in person, and I've written about her on Facebook. But the thing is, when you are a young, um, I partied a lot in my 20s. I had a bad back. My dad and my sister also both had bad backs. So it's kind of a hereditary thing. And you got rid of the problem based on the way this certain person taught you. It's kind of a big deal, and so it makes you feel you. I feel better, and so then you want to share that practice. And so then after I was already teaching it a little bit, but after I got authorized, I started traveling and teaching. Um, and the way I approach it, the way I teach Ashtanga yoga, I guess is a lot different than the way other people teach it, and so it's not necessarily uh, something people hear all the time. And so when I'm coming to a place, that means probably other traveling teachers have come there also, and the people are hearing one thing and they're hearing another thing. Well, my idea is I don't want to teach you techniques of how to do the asanas better. I want you to figure out that on your own, and I can help you figure that out while I'm with you. That's no big deal. That's part of my job. What I want you to do is move energy, move prana. If you can get the prana going, then you're going to start to feel better. And the idea that getting the prana moving isn't even the beginning stage of that. The beginning stage is you have to get Shakti into your body. A lot of people who are tired all the time, who are, run down, they're always like, I don't get enough sleep at night. If you're not sleeping good at night, if you're not able to stay awake most of the day, granted, most humans need a nap for whatever reason. I'm older now, not old, but older, and we get up and have to pee in the middle of the night. So sometimes you lay down and you can't get back to sleep. Like last night, it was a full moon, so I laid down and I couldn't get back to sleep. So it took me a while. So when I woke up, I felt a little sluggish, and I laid down watching something and dozed off for like 10 minutes. Now I feel fine, and that's all I do. I don't really do a nap like a 2 hour. I don't do that shit. I like to do 10 minutes, 20 minutes if I need it. But it's because I didn't get back to sleep. If I get up and pee and come back to bed and fall asleep, I don't usually need a nap during the day. But I have done a lot of work to move Shakti into my body. And it started with, I was doing this practice from the year 2000 in March of 2000. So 24 years now, over 24 years now. And it made me tired. And I was getting up. I wasn't doing it in the morning for the first maybe 6 months. And then after I went to study with Batabi and he said we should do it in the morning, and he kind of looked at me and said that, then I started trying to do it, but it was very hard for me to get up in the morning. Um, I had a roommate and I had who was a partner who I wanted to stay up with. I didn't want to go to bed so early to have to get up that early. All these things. You have to end up making the choice that serves you. And if you have kids and if you have people in your life that are demanding that you spend more time with them, then that's a different thing. That's Patabi used to call that seventh series, and that means you aren't completely in control of your life, and that's been your own choice. So you can't be upset about it. So you have to decide. So once your kids get older and you can make a decision saying, okay, now I'm going to take time to do this for me, and I'm going to do this no matter what, whether they like it or not, um, that's when you can start to have results. Anyway, so I had, I was 2 years before I went and met Nancy because I went to Hawaii to see Patabi on a tour also. It was my second time to see him. And I came early and practiced with her for, I think, 3 or 4 weeks before he came for 1 week. And I stayed for another, I believe it was 2 weeks after that. So I think I was there 7 weeks, if I remember correctly. This is, 22 years ago. So I could look at the dates and see and figure it out, but it doesn't really matter. I was there for several weeks. And the first thing she did was pick not pick on me. She picked on a few little things with my jumping forward and stuff about coming up on my fingertips. Because when your hands are flat, you're pulling the energy up and it's moving the energy up your arms. And then you have to use the bandhas, the Uddiyana bandha especially, to jump through. So she picked on that a little bit and that bothered me. But by the time I left there, I was able to do it and I had more energy. I was more awake. I was more present in life when I left Hawaii. Um, but I remember being in a forward bend. I don't remember which one it was. And I was not in my usual spot in her shala that day. I'd always gone on the other side. And this day, I just decided to come on this side. I don't know why. But for some reason, she kind of puts her hands like this. And she always had a towel. She always held one towel. So she had it like with her pinky. So these fingers were like on the rounded part of my back because I was very tight then. And she was like, you're not getting any energy here. Breathe until you move my fingers with your breath. And it was a long time. And she said, I'm not moving my hand. I'm not moving until you move some energy in this spot because I want you to feel it. I want you to understand it. And it was very profound when it happened because my back cracked. My spine went like that. And I thought, oh, wow. But I also, once your spine gets more opened up, and primary series is designed to get your spine aligned one side, then the other side. So you're stretching this side, you're stretching that side, and it's rounded back. This is how they used to teach it. And then once you slowly make that easy, then you start to slide your chin forward. Then you start to slide your chin forward so that you're more flat toward your legs, but you're not trying to get flat. The rounded back is okay, and you're breathing to where the breath pushes into the spine, into the rib cage in the back, which that means then from your front low ribs down to your hip bones is kind of pulling into the body. Now you don't want to make it a rock. When I say that to people, they always try to make it hard and like stiff, like they're sucking in their belly. That's not what it's about. It's about sucking it in enough, just enough, so that the breath pushes into the back of the body. The kidneys get moved. So the kidneys are kind of a peanut shape, and the adrenal glands are also in the same area, and they're kind of a peanut shape. And when the diaphragm, which is also shaped like this, when you inhale and it moves into your back and the diaphragm goes down, it can move your kidneys. And then when you exhale, it goes back up, and it does the same with your adrenal glands, and it keeps your kidneys in good order, and it keeps your adrenal glands in good order, so you don't get over adrenalized. And a lot of people doing this practice get over adrenalized because they're pushing with everything they've got, and they're not breathing properly, and they're not moving prana. They're not moving the Shakti that is coming into the body. So that took me a long time to process and figure out kind of even what the hell she was talking about. And then once I did, it changed everything, and it changed the way I taught, and it changed the way I wanted to teach. And when I got back, she had told me to start teaching, and I was already teaching a little bit. But when I came back, I kind of thought this is my kind of my lot in life now. I'm going to teach, and it was hard to figure out how to say it. So I actually came back and I didn't teach for 2 months. I just couldn't do it. I drew unemployment and I did had a few other little things I did. And then I started teaching once I kind of realized how to articulate what I was trying to say, because I didn't want to just come and spout her words back. I wanted to feel it in my body and be able to say it to you. But what I realized is that's what it was. Is she can look at you and tell where there's a spot where there's no energy, where there's no prana moving, and she would come and make you move prana in that spot. And your job as a yogi is to connect with the inner being so much that you know where you need prana and you can move it there. You learn how to do this. And the asana practice is meant to support your whole life, not to be your whole life. So if you are using it and you are tired the rest of the day and you can't function properly, that is not the point. The point is you're supposed to function properly, and even if you read the Hatha Yoga Pradipika at a higher level, you're meant to become a higher level being by moving so much energy in yourself. And through becoming a higher level being, you start to have more, you get this glow, and people ask you, what are you doing? People ask you, I want to, how do I learn what you're learning? And then that's how I started teaching, because a lady asked me to teach her. It should be that way. It shouldn't be, I go to a 200-hour program, which I'm not against them, do whatever you want to do. But a lot of people go to them and learn yoga, hatha yoga, through a teacher training program, and then say, oh, I can go now. I'm a teacher, now I'm a teacher. I'm allowed to teach, so I should go teach. That's the bullshit part of it is that people think this just because I've gotten the certification that I can do that. But if you're not practicing and in Hatha Yoga, the tradition would be 12 years before your teacher would even think about letting you go out unless you were a high level practitioner. And then they would, possibly let you go do it quicker. There are other ways to get Shakti inside yourself, mantras, all these things. But first, you've got to get the prana you've got moving. It's stagnant in most people. And this practice, especially Ashtanga Yoga, as far as I'm concerned, gets the prana moving. It gets your spine moving. And your spine, once it's healthier, the nervous system gets more freedom, and the signals from your brain get to your limbs more quick. You start to feel better because everything's functioning at a higher level than you're used to it functioning. Because before, it was functioning, you know, whatever level it could when you're putting the shit food that you're eating in, if you're eating out all the time, and not high. You can eat out and eat good quality, but eat low quality food that you're trying to push in quickly, you know, and then sleeping very badly and not sleeping that well, and putting all your energy into everyone else and no energy into yourself. You're going to have a different amount of energy to give out. So you have to take care of the self first. I think that's all I need to say right now. This has kind of covered a few of the things that I was asked about this weekend. It's already a long video. I don't want to make really long videos. And this is already 14 minutes. Not that that bothers me. Okay, that's it. That's all I got. And I will try to do this again soon and hopefully expand on the next idea of getting Shakti into the body, getting energy, getting prana into the body. Okay? Bye.